We stopped over in Antalya for 24 hours as part of our massive Turkey road trip, and this is one city where having a car presented a number of challenges, but more on that shortly. If you are travelling to the city by road, keep an eye out for the roadside panoramic lookout that is just outside the city limits before the winding road that brings you down the mountainside. This will be your first glimpse of Antalya, and you get some amazing views over the city. Driving into Antalya around the city streets is an adventure on its own. It is not a city that plays nice on most navigation apps. There are so many one-way streets that are not recognised in the route planning, and you may be driving in circles trying to access the old town. You then have to go through some boom gates manned by security, but once inside, the streets are so narrow that you will travel at a snail's pace to make sure you don't hit something or someone. It was a relief to finally ditch the car and proceed on foot. The Old Town is an amazing place to explore with narrow winding streets full of restaurants, bars and interesting shopping. There are charming Ottoman-era houses and ancient landmarks scattered throughout the village. We'll get to all that shortly, but first, after dropping our things off at the hotel, we wanted to head straight for the water and enjoyed a beer and fruit smoothie overlooking this beautiful waterfront area. Next, we were off to explore the Old Town, seeing such sights as the Herdelik Tower, the famous Hadrian's Gate, and the 13th century Livaminari Mosque. We circled back via Ataturk Boulevard, which is a bustling commercial area but slightly more restrictive for tourists than when you're within the old city limits. We found this out the hard way after ordering a round of cocktails at a busy outdoor bar, only to find out that they only served mocktails, and we got some very confused looks as to why we would even be asking for an alcoholic beverage. Our fault, of course. As the sun goes down, the Old Town really comes alive. You'll find street after street of outdoor dining areas with lots of fresh seafood that they'll cook up for you on the spot, live music, and bars where you can hang out until the early hours. All within a stone's throw of the many hotels in the area, so bring earplugs if you plan on staying close to the action. The next morning, once you manage to find your way out of this labyrinth of streets and back onto the main roads, make sure you stop off at the Düden Waterfalls. There is a beautiful park leading to these incredible waterfalls that cascade over the cliff tops directly into the Mediterranean Sea. It was a great way to finish our short stop in Antalya before we hit the road again.